For the first time in 5 years, YSU is looking for a new head football coach. What players are saying about Bo Pelini.
A grad student saves a life thanks to her training in the classroom.
And later, we remember the legacy of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. All this and more on JambarTV. Welcome to JambarTV. I'm Rachel Gobab.
And I'm Brandon Brown. YSU's head football coach, Bo Pelini, is headed to LSU. Pelini signed a 3-year deal to be the defensive coordinator with the defending national champions. During his time at YSU, he led the Penguins to a national championship in 2016. While at YSU, he posted a record of 33-28, and he secured his 100th career collegiate win as head coach in the 2019 season.
Spring 2020 graduates will walk across the field of Stambaugh Stadium for the commencement ceremony on May 9th at 10 a.m. In previous years, the ceremony was held in Beagley Center and divided into 2 separate events due to a large number of graduates. The new venue will provide more seating, so graduates are not limited to 4 or 5 guests. Faculty Emeritus Thomas Shipka will be the commencement keynote speaker.
Ohio's minimum wage increased 15 cents at the start of 2020, but is it enough cash to get by on? JambarTV reporter Brianna Gleghorn gives us the latest on how YSU students overcome financial difficulties.
At YSU, it's not uncommon for students to have part-time jobs, but with juggling class, homework, and bills, it's not always easy.
A lot of students have to take a part-time job to go through college. So I think for student, minimum wage job should be temporary. And I'm not against anyone taking part-time job. I encourage my kids to take part-time job when they grow up because that's the way to appreciate hard working. But on the other hand, if you go to YSU taking 5 courses, I wouldn't recommend you work like 40 hours a week.
In order to be financially stable, some students have 2 or 3 jobs along with their courses at YSU. According to YSU's website, each semester credit hour represents 3 hours of study and instruction every week through the term. A student taking 12 credit hours with a full-time job will spend over 88 hours a week working, going to class, and completing outside classwork.
It's very stressful at times and overwhelming. It's definitely worth it, I think. I was always taught growing up to work hard for what you want and strive to be successful. And at times I get a little bit jealous of people that just go to school and don't really have to worry about anything else. It's all going to be worth it. Just keep pushing and eventually you'll get to do what you want to do and you won't always have to go to school at the same time and work, and just keep pushing because there is a finish line even if you can't see it yet.
Brianna Gleghorn, JambarTV.
Isn't that where that one... Nearly 100 sophomore nursing students received their white coats by nursing faculty at the 5th annual White Coat Ceremony. The ritual promotes humanity and compassion in the students' future nursing careers. The White Coat Ceremony on Monday signified the transition from classroom to clinical learning and served as a formal welcome into the nursing profession.
You get to have this extraordinary opportunity in front of family and friends to put on those white coats and move one step closer to making a difference to many, many people in important times of need.
Action, a group known for transforming local neighborhoods, is taking initiative to ensure healthy food is available to those in need in the Mahoning Valley. On Sunday, the group held a Healthier You event sponsored by its food task force. They took steps towards combating the food desert problem in Youngstown.
Well, you look around here, you look at all the vendors who are here, and the opportunities of different social service agencies, as well as some of the private entities that have gotten involved in declaring, we want to be a help, we want to be a part of this. Now you can see what they're doing here. So this is just a first start, but many of these groups and organizations have been doing this on their own, and now we're bringing them collectively together to say, let's all come together and have a greater power to remove that insecurity in our community.
YSU's social media department is paving the way for storytelling in the digital age. JambarTV reporter Abigail Cloutier has more information on how student takeovers and social media ambassadors have enhanced YSU's social media accounts.
YSU social media is changing their game. They're expanding into influencer marketing and have added 9 ambassadors in the past year. They're also expanding into new platforms for younger audiences.
I just got done doing our report from 2019 and found that a lot of our content that was shared from other users did really well. So we'll probably revamp the YSUgram hashtag or sharing photos with the main Instagram account, just that way we can share more of our students' pictures on our official account. And then on the flip side, we're getting more into our YouTube and now TikTok as well.
The changes focus on showcasing the student experience. One social media ambassador does just that through her Instagram account.
I try to just document what I would do in a normal day as a YSU student. So I work on campus and I also take classes and I'm involved in different organizations. So I try to just post what I'm doing, or if there's an event I'm going to that I think other people might be interested in, I'll share that. Pictures of studying or like meeting friends for food on campus, just anything that I would normally do in my day-to-day life.
With JambarTV, this is Abigail Cloutier.
Rolling Stone reporter Justin Nobel and Youngstown Fire Chief Sil Chagiano discussed Nobel's latest exposure of the oil and gas industry in Dr. Ray's Energy and Environment Speaker Series. Nobel talked about how oil and gas companies kept the secret that employees were unknowingly exposed to radioactivity from shale fracking. Workers had been exposed without protection, and radioactive materials had even been sold to communities as a road and sidewalk de-icer.
I mean, invariably, if you believe in human progress, in the future, we'll be doing something, and we'll be looking back at this time and saying, like, oh, what idiots. I think you have to be aware that we do make mistakes. We constantly make mistakes. We need to reanalyze the way we do things and fix them.
What started as an ordinary day for a YSU graduate student soon turned into one of the most terrifying days of her athletic training education. In this life or death situation, this student refused to back down. JambarTV reporter Amanda Jornt has more.
We have to be the first person on the scene to help.
Shamara Golden is obtaining her master's degree in athletic training and works in the field on a regular basis. She and her supervisor were working at a Warren G. Harding football practice when the unthinkable happened. The pair immediately started performing CPR on a boy after they noticed he was limp and unresponsive.
The boy is completely white. Non-responsive. Alex gets down, starts taking pulse. I take off and run to our equipment, which was across the field where we were supposed to be at, and grab the AED because I remember seeing what that looks like in class. I ran, got the AED, came back. Alex was starting compressions at that point because when I left him, he was checking the pulse to see if there wasn't.
Shamara and her supervisor hooked up AED equipment and continued giving the boy compressions and breaths, hoping to regain a pulse. While the pair regained a pulse after the AED performance, breaths were still needed to keep the boy alive. Shamara guided the EMS to the scene and helped get the boy onto the stretcher. He was taken to the hospital and then put on a ventilator. Shamara said every skill used to save the boy's life she learned during her time in the program at YSU.
Definitely with the skills I've learned, I'm glad I remember them. I'm definitely prepared for it to ever happen again. I hope it never happens again. But if it were, I can do all I can do. You can never, know the outcome of what's going to be. Someone can be too far gone, or it could be in a good case like this.
Shamara's professor said being able to act and not think during an emergency situation is key to a positive outcome.
I could tell how much she cared, but how much she kept saying, I just kept doing what you said, just do and think later, just do and think later. And I kept telling her, Shamara, I know you did great. I've seen you practice. I know you did great. Just remember, you did everything you knew what you could do.
With JambarTV, I'm Amanda Jornt.
Up next, executive producer Alyssa Weston sits down with the owners of a clothing store, Vintage of 330. She'll tell us how they're sharing their love of vintage clothes with the community, so stay tuned.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex and I'm Y and proud.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud. You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hey kid, you wanna try some exercise?
Wait, what? What's going on right now?
Yeah man, exercise.
I don't know. I don't know if I should even be talking to you right now.
It's got lots of benefits.
Okay.
The benefits of exercise include increased levels of energy, higher quality of sleep, better muscle and bone strength, improved memory, and clearer skin.
4 friends took their love of vintage clothes and turned it into a storefront in Youngstown called Vintage of 330. I'm joined with 2 of the store's owners, Mike and Torrance. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you very much for having us.
So can you tell me what Vintage of 330 is and what kind of things you sell at your store?
Vintage of 330 is basically a store that we're trying to bring, like the community together, you know what I mean? We've always been really into clothing, and, people always complimented us on our clothing, so, we decided to start selling it and helping people get clothing like us, because it can be hard to get, and a lot of stuff we get is, very unique, and it just feels good, to see people be able to come into the store and be able to get stuff like that, that we're able to give it to them.
Well, I know you sell a lot of men's clothes, right? So can you tell me about some of the items people can find it when they come to your store?
It's usually like a seasonal type of thing. So someone just came in today, like who's looking for more of like a crew neck. Like a lot of our YSU and like campus crew necks are more popular. They got like the jackets and things like that are more popular around this season. And then back in the summertime when we first opened, more people were looking for jerseys and things like that.
So you do a lot of like different sports teams and local things.
Sports stuff, anything unique. Yeah. Anything that just is different, you know what I mean? The older like college gear is like really, older college stuff, Ohio State stuff. Yeah. No Michigan.
So, like I mentioned earlier, it's a collaboration between 4 friends. Yeah. So how did this all get started? And tell me about the collaboration between the 4 of you.
So basically, me, Torrance, and Marlon, we're all brothers. We all grew up together, like, bond since we were kids. And then our other partner, David, he's been like a younger brother to us. And we always loved his style and everything, so we would always talk about clothing and shoes. And it brought us really close because that's just something that we just all were into growing up, you know what I mean? And we all would get our checks and spend our money on shoes and do this and that and think we were doing the right thing. And like I said, people used to compliment us a lot on our clothing. So when we, got a little bit older and we could, have a big enough collection to be able to sell some stuff, we started doing it. And, it's turned out to be really fun.
So I know a few of you live together, and then the store is in the first floor of your house. So what has that been like to, live with your business partners and kind of do it all in one area?
I mean, it's almost natural. Like he said, we've grown up together. So sharing a space to live in isn't already that hard. Plus, having a business that's also in your house that you share with your business partners, honestly, it makes it 10 times easier. A lot easier. And it's pretty cool because, like, days that I can't make it down there to, do some work, I can just go down there at 5 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep, you know what I mean? And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so why did you decide to sell vintage clothes rather than traditional retail? And why then did you decide to share your findings with the whole community rather than keeping them for yourself?
Well, the thing is, we just loved the clothing that our parents wore. And, we would see it in, like, pictures and everything. And we've just always been into it. Like, I started thrifting at like a young age. I started thrifting when I was in 9th grade, you know what I mean? And I'd never really been into the clothing at the mall. I'm not too sure how much he was into the clothing at the mall, but...
I mean, I've always been into like stuff that my dad wears. Like, if we were the same size, I would 100% have his exact like wardrobe right now. But we've always all been into like vintage clothing. So basically, when we grew out of something, we didn't know what to do with it after. So instead of just like throwing it away or like giving it away to a Goodwill, this is like the best idea that we had to do with it.
So what are your hours for the store?
We usually just do Thursday through Sunday. We're pretty busy. That's when we stock up a lot, you know, before then, during the week. And we usually are open from 2 to 8 every day. But just because of the winter and it's getting a little slower, we just changed our hours to just 3 to 7 right now. But when it picks back up, we'll be, you know, like the summer, and people want to get T-shirts and, you know, stuff like that.
And the last question I'm going to ask both of you is, can you tell me your favorite vintage find so far?
I mean, that's kind of hard. I found like this Tommy Hilfiger hockey jersey that I'm fond of. I wore it once and I haven't worn it again since. I just have it like hanging in my room. And
Just admiring it, right?
Exactly. I'm a really big fan of Tommy Hilfiger, so when I found it in like jersey form, I don't know, it kind of like took a place in my heart.
And for me, there's a couple. I found a 1987 Guns N' Roses tour crew neck, and it was pretty legit, and I like it a lot. I haven't worn it, I haven't touched it, just been sitting there for a while. But then I also found a pair of Nike SB shoes that I've been looking for 7 years inside the thrift.
Oh, wow.
And I found them one day, and I don't know, it's just like I've been very satisfied, you know, so that's probably like my favorite 2 items I found.
Well, best of luck to both of you, and thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Up next, Gabby will be giving us a weekly update on arts and entertainment in Youngstown, so stay with us.
The Penguin Club supports your Youngstown State student athletes.
Thanks to the Penguin Club, our student athletes are given the chance to win a championship and, more importantly, earn a degree.
Join the Penguin Club to support YSU and benefit from priority season tickets, game day parking, and access to hospitality suites.
Be a part of the team behind the teams.
Join the Penguin Club and make a difference.
Call 330-9411-YSU or go to ysusports.com for more information.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University, and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa, and I'm Y and proud.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University, and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana, and I am Y and proud.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Welcome back to JambarTV. I'm Gabby Owens. Some students specialize in portrait photography and some with landscape photography, but abandoned photography has gained popularity in past years, and some photographers feel Youngstown is the perfect place to capture these once lively locations.
I never plan to photograph most of what I photograph. So really getting into photographing abandoned places just kind of came. The abandoned place that I've probably photographed the most would have to be the Toys R Us in Boardman, as I have been documenting its closure since before it was officially closing, as well as after its closure. There is also just many great places within the actual Youngstown area. Youngstown in general, it's pretty easy to just kind of, get in a car and find somewhere abandoned, because I don't have any real numbers, but if I were to guess, probably about a good fourth of the city is abandoned.
YSU's basketball pep band brings excitement to every home game. The group is typically made of 70 members, but last weekend, Jam the Gym welcomed over 100 students from 25 local high schools to take the stands. The young musicians got an inside look at the exciting antics of a college pep band. Working with the high schoolers allowed music majors the chance to gain some real-world experience. After the break, Dom and Brandon will explore how Kobe Bryant's death has impacted the YSU basketball community. So stay with us.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State, and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex, and I'm Y and proud.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud. You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hey kid, you wanna try some exercise?
Wait, what? What's going on right now?
Yeah, man, exercise.
I don't know. I don't know if I should even be talking to you right now.
It's got lots of benefits.
Okay.
The benefits of exercise include increased levels of energy, higher quality of sleep, better muscle and bone strength, improved memory, and clearer skin.
Welcome back to JambarTV. It is time for sports, and this is undoubtedly one of the toughest sports segments we'll have in our YSU career. I'm Dom Joseph.
And I'm Brandon Terlecki. Dom, I couldn't agree more. Such a sad weekend, and of course the rest of the week, the whole sporting universe and everybody involved. But right now, we're going to get to that in a few moments. But right now, we start off with Bo Pelini, who is stepping down as YSU's head coach and will be joining the national champion LSU Tigers in 2020 as defensive coordinator. Pelini, a native from Youngstown and a graduate of Honolulu High School, took over the YSU program in December of 2014, and in his 5 seasons, the Penguins, Pelini posted a 33-28 record as head coach. He has a career mark of 155, which includes 7 full seasons at the University of Nebraska. Now, here are a few players' reactions on the departure of Bo.
A lot of highs, a lot of lows, but overall, he was a really good man and a nice person to learn from.
He was a great coach, and I hope the best for him at LSU, and hopefully he gets an natty over there.
Moving on to the men's basketball team, they continue their 5-game homestand as they will square off against IUPUI tomorrow. And being dominant at home, limited fouling, and energy seem to be what the team needs to focus on to keep things going.
One of the things we've done a much better job at this year is our fouling. We're a year older. We're playing a lot smarter. We've really put an emphasis on that. Take care of the basketball and don't foul. Those are the 2 biggest keys going into every game, whether it's home or away.
It's good. I mean, I feel like the energy is always good, even like after a tough loss after Milwaukee. We knew that we had to play Saturday, and we had to come. It's a new day.
Now, Brandon, tip-off against IUPUI is tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and this is going to be a quick turnaround for the Penguins.
Yeah, a quick turnaround is really what they need, but home court advantage as well, where they've been great in the Beagley Center. Got to keep that going as well.
Absolutely.
Now on to the women's side. The team continued to struggle last weekend after losing 2 games at home, and on Friday night they took Green Bay to double overtime, but were unable to seal the win, falling short with a score of 70-63. Then on Saturday, the Penguins' efforts to bounce back were stopped short by Milwaukee with a final score of 74-62. The team hit the road last night to take on UIC, and then tomorrow will look to move up in the Horizon League rankings with a win at IUPUI. Now, with the other teams struggling in the conference, this may be the perfect time for the team to strike.
We're in good shape. I mean, this road trip, you know, UIC is struggling a little bit, so hopefully we can find a way to win that one. And then IUPUI is leading the league with 1 loss, but the 1 loss is to us, so you never know what could happen there. We could put ourselves in a great position to have 5 straight at home.
Finally, we cap off sports with heavy hearts. The world unexpectedly lost a sporting icon in Kobe Bryant at the age of 41. Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, better known as Gigi, along with 7 others, were fatally killed in a helicopter crash just outside of LA in Calabasas early Sunday morning. Memorials are placed across the country in Kobe's honor, specifically at the Staples Center, the house that Kobe built, where he spent 20 years as an NBA Laker. One of our viewers was at the Staples Center the day of Kobe's death and sent us these videos that capture the atmosphere in Los Angeles on that tragic Sunday. Kobe's impact was global, but his untimely death is felt immensely in the basketball community. We sat down with the YSU men's and women's basketball players as they shared their reactions to the tragic news.
It was right after our Milwaukee game on Sunday, and my dad came down, and that was the first thing he said was, Kobe just died in a helicopter accident. And I just looked at him and I was like, yeah, okay, like playing jokes or something like that just to cheer me up after that loss. And then he was like, no, like seriously. And my dad actually had tears in his eyes, and that's when I really knew. I was like, oh my gosh, like.
All I could think of was, it's fake. I'm like, it's fake. I'm waiting for Kobe to like pop out and say, nah, this fake. Like, that's all I could think about. But then I just kept seeing it more and more from different, news anchors, different people verifying it, and then it's like, this might be real, like Kobe might be gone.
Now, the full video of player reactions can be found on our YouTube channel, JambarTV by the Jambar.
Thanks, Dom. We have a clarification on an earlier story. We misidentified Sil Caggiano as the fire chief, when in fact, he's a battalion chief. Thank you for tuning in to Jambar TV. For more information on stories and additional content, check out our website or pick up a copy of the Jambar today. I'm Rachel Gobad.
And I'm Brandon Brown. We'll see you next Friday at noon, Penguins.
Indianapolis, the heart of hoops hysteria. And beginning in March, the home of the Horizon League men's and women's basketball championships. 8 teams look to reach the horizon and punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Semifinal action takes place Monday, March 9th, and Horizon League champions are crowned Tuesday, March 10th. Visit horizonleague.com for more information and to score your tickets today.
It's always out there. The horizon. A reminder that our greatest goals are rarely attained.
And as soon as you reach one, another emerges. But every day we rise and work harder, dig deeper, ask one more question, take one more shot in relentless pursuit of our horizon.